So how do you think you managed not to be injured?
I finally figured it out.
Well, tell me.
I'm short.
Ah.
No,
I believe you. I believe you.
the rest of the people are at least an inch taller. You stand in a foxhole or a trench and your head sticks out. And then the other guy is me and it doesn't stick out. Guess who gets shot?
Well, you have wide feet and you're short.
Huh?
You have wide feet and you're short. Seemed to work in Italy.
Okay. So.
How far north in Italy did you go? Today, Tuesday, May 27th,
Can we turn it down?
2025, I am interviewing John Lawton at Balfour's Lavender Farm Long-Term Care Unit in Louisville, Colorado, as part of the VA's Remembering Our Veterans program. Mr. Lawton, can you tell me about your early childhood, such as where you were born, where you grew up, and your early education?
I was born in Vienna, Austria, at number 5 Pelican Street. On June 3rd, 1923.
You have a birthday coming up.
What else do you want to know?
Well, what was it like in Vienna?
Now I don't hear you.
That's because you don't see.
What was it like in Vienna when you were a young child?
Can I have earphones like
You have them.
you used to communicate? I don't hear you half the time.
Well, I'll try to speak more slowly and more clearly. What motivated you?
Freaking singers.
There we go.
So later in life, what motivated you to join the military?
Now you're talking much too fast.
Okay. Do you remember how were you drafted or did you join the Army?
Say again.
Were you drafted or did you join the Army?
Voluntarily.
I tried to join the Army, I think, one day after Pearl Harbor, maybe it was 2 days. They wouldn't take me because I was a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
The next week they drafted me.
Ah.
Makes logic, doesn't it?
Yeah, really. Yeah. Military, eh?
So you were a volunteer, sir.
You were a volunteer.
No, not the way they looked at it. They drafted me. I tried to volunteer. They wouldn't accept me because I was a foreigner, at least a foreign born. The next week, they drafted me. I was still born in the same place, but it didn't seem to matter. So there was a change in attitude. It would appear during that week.
In which military branch did you serve?
Say again.
What branch of the military did you?
The United States Army.
The United States Army.
I'm not sure because they make a difference between the United States Army, the Army of the United States, the U.S. Army. They're all technically different. I was in only one of them at a time.
Okay. Okay. Why did you choose the Army? Or did
Because
the Army
they drafted me.
They drafted you into the Army. That was a good choice then. Okay.
I tried to enlist. They wouldn't take me because I was born in Austria. I was a foreigner, whatever the hell. And a week later, or might have been a month, I don't know, they drafted me.
Okay. Am I correct that you were served during World War II?
Well, there's a huge gap between when they drafted me and what happened next.
Okay. Tell me about that.
I got to Fort, it's in New Jersey. It's a big center. They took in tens of thousands of people and they shipped them out by the thousands. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, they couldn't ship me out because my feet were too wide. They couldn't find the boots.
Really?
Yes. And I think I was there at least a month. It might have been a couple of months up, or maybe more than that. And they finally came up with a pair of shoes, either 3 or 4 E's. It was wide foot.
Very good.
And So they shipped me down to Little Rock, Arkansas, and wound up in a thing that was called Branch Immaterial Replacement Center.
Mm.
So now I'm an immaterial, and all the people there had something that made them immaterial, mostly too much education.
Aha. Great.
Speak foreign languages, etc. You're immaterial.
Mhm.
Did you have a degree before you went into the
I don't hear you.
I'm sorry.
Did you have a degree before you went into the Army? An advanced degree?
No, I did not.
Okay.
How old was he?
He dropped out of high school
Okay.
to join us.
Yeah, just ask him.
Okay.
Ask him that, Larry.
How old were you exactly when you went to Little Rock?
When I went where?
Little Rock, the Material Center? How old were you when you were drafted?
The Army knows when I got drafted that no one was born. You can figure out is the difference.
I'm going to say with the either 17 or 18. He dropped out of high school.
I mean, this is ridiculous. You have all this information.
So that you were probably 17 or 18. What was where did they send you to after Little Rock? Where did you go after Little Rock?
What?
You were in Little Rock, Arkansas, and then you were shipped overseas.
What's in Arkansas?
The materials center that you were shipped to after training.
No, it wasn't Material Center. It was the Branch Immaterial.
Okay. And from there you went to where?
Huh?
From there, where did you go?
This Branch Immaterial is very close to the capital of Arkansas, which I think is called Little Rock, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. Where did you go after that?
A better question would be what happened, but anyway, I tried to enlist in something, and I think they didn't take me or something anyway. Where did I go after that? Good question. I'm not sure of the exact steps, but I know where I wound up.
Okay.
During World War II, I think there was something called OSS or something like that. What does that stand for?
The OSS?
Ah.
I'm not sure.
Well, the Army has that information.
Okay.
You look it up in there.
Okay.
It stands for Office of Strategic Services.
Very good.
So
There
you
go.
did know.
I should know.
You read it?
I do now. So see, we're already learning things. So was your next posting to Italy?
No.
Okay. What was your next posting?
Oh shit! I don't remember all these details. I was in OSS, and instead of asking me what was the next posting, you might be interested in what happened while I was in OSS.
I am interested.
I just suggest I don't know what you got here.
No, I am interested in that. What happened while you were in OSS?
Well, Office of Strategic Services is sort of like a U.S. spy service or something. All the people there that were serving there were foreign born and all over the place. And there were some people from Norway and other countries, Italy and so on. But anyway, where did I go from there the first time around?
Reminded me you went to Oregon.
Well, this is difficult for me because I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Do you remember being in Oregon after that?
In Oregon?
Uh-huh. Yes?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I ever was in Oregon while I was in the military.
Ah,
Maybe it was. Yes, it was. There was a maneuver.
it was a
Well, I was
maneuver.
in OSS. OSS, nowadays it's a different,
Uh-huh.
it's like a spy organization or
Ah, okay.
some damn thing. Anyway, I think this didn't happen in that order. I mean, your stuff is long.
Mhm.
I went into a division somehow in Texas.
Ah, what did you do there?
What the hell were they doing? The infantry march back and forth,
Aha.
do about face and that kind of stuff.
Was it an advanced infantry training course?
No.
Ah,
It's from that. While I was down there, somebody came along and they were trying to recruit people that would be usable, mostly because they speak foreign languages and such. They were looking for volunteers, and I volunteered. And through this thing, I got into OSS, and I remember I wound up in a very small unit, very secretive, very close to Washington, D.C., and had all kinds of strange people, paratroopers and things like that. And it was so goddamn secret. Take out the goddamn, will you? It was so secret that you couldn't tell anybody your own name, only first names.
wow.
And we were stationed somewhere within 25 miles of Washington, D.C., I think in Maryland. And the place was so secret, you weren't permitted to tell the guy sleeping in the bed next to you what your last name was.
Ah,
Why, I don't know. But anyway, you want me to go through this whole thing?
yes, please. As many details as you can remember, we would like to record.
Yeah. I don't know if that's kosher.
That's probably it's close enough to kosher for us, you know.
Anyway, there are all kinds of people in this thing, and they had us in I'll call it a camp, but it was before the war was a 3C, Civil something Conservation Corps.
CCC.
Yes. So we were in this thing, and it was so secret we couldn't tell our last name to the guy sleeping next to you. Only your first name. I'm not kidding you.
I believe you. What sort of duties did you have there? What happened while you were there?
Nothing much happened. The thing, they were so secret, nobody knew what was going on. But anyway, I don't know how long I was in there, I guess a couple of months maybe. And one day, they picked out 2 names, and we got orders to report to the 91st Infantry Division, who were maneuvers in Oregon.
In Oregon. Very good.
Yeah, but they didn't exactly tell us how to get there or anything like that. And I don't think they gave us any money. We had a little bit, but I guess we had a piece of paper. We said that anybody in the U.S. government to whom we make a demand for whatever, they should give it to us or something like that.
That sounds good.
So anyway, this other guy and I'll tell you about the other guy in a minute. I don't know much about him. We're told to report to the 91st Infantry Division, which were on maneuvers in the Oregon desert. Oregon has a desert. Very few people know about it.
Mhm.
It's in the eastern part of Oregon. And we were supposed to go out there, just the two of us, and there was some kind of a letter they gave us which says to anybody that it might be called upon in the U.S. government or whatever, they're supposed to give us more or less whatever we need, like transportation or whatever. Anyway, so we try to get out there to Oregon from near Washington, D.C., and we had tickets which essentially said you're entitled to use a sleeping car and get a bed if you can find it. So the trains were identified somehow, I don't know. We get in this train in a sleeping car, which I think had a name in those days.
It was a Pullman car.
A what?
Pullman?
I don't know. Anyway, and there weren't any beds assigned, but it was a sleeper. A Pullman car, that's what it was. So I see this bed there. There's nobody in it. So I crawled in the bed and go to sleep. And I don't know where we were, but we're going west. And some lady came in and she had a ticket to sleep in this bed that I was sleeping in. And she got very excited about that. And she got a Pullman, all these Pullman porters were all black guys in those days, were segregated. So he took out all the sheets and everything, put in new sheets, and I was out and she was in there. Okay, fine. I got a couple of hours used to it anyhow. So I think the ticket was to Portland, Oregon, and we had some kind of a piece of paper said that help this guy, whatever he needs, like transportation. And I don't remember the details, but we got into Oregon, and we found something in the army, and they found a truck or something, and they sent us out in the desert to the 91st Division, and they were on maneuvers.
Great.
So we got there. Oh, and it said there was another guy and I. The other guy was from the Balkans someplace. Some little country down there, I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a bunch of little countries. They did at that time. And he could speak some Balkan language. Don't ask me what it was. Might have been Greek, literally. But I don't think it was.
Cool.
So we got out to Portland, and I don't know the details, but it really doesn't matter. We found something representing the army, and they found somehow transportation for us to get out on the desert with the 91st. Yeah, it said the 91st Infantry Division, 316th Engineers H&S Company. Headquarters and Service, H&S. So we get out there, and this is where I met Lieutenant. His name will come to me. He went out of the army as a colonel. He stayed in the army after the war.
Ah.
And he was I can't think of his name right now, but I have a low opinion of him. Anyway, we reported to this guy who was a lieutenant at the time. And this is out on what's known as the Oregon Desert. It's not a desert like the Sahara, but there's a bunch of sagebrush and whatnot. And we had these orders, and we showed it to this lieutenant. It was a second lieutenant, I think. Lord's name Potz, P-U-T-Z. Potz in German is like a smudge. You can look it up, but I think that's the best translation there is.
That's the one we should use.
Well, I think that's what it means.
I believe you.
So he says, we got these orders to report to you. This guy was a second lieutenant. Says, you can sleep anywhere you want. So I think we had 2 blankets between the two of us, and I chose to sleep under a sagebrush. And he chose to sleep away from a sagebrush. Well, during the night, Army truck, at least a 6x6, 2.5 tons, came and ran over this guy where he was sleeping, fractured his shoulder. So he was out of the Army. I mean, it couldn't be repaired. It's all brilliant behavior by this Lieutenant Potts. You'll hear more about him. He wound up to be the officer that I had to report to for all the time I was in that outfit. But the next day I formed a very low opinion of his intelligence. And that came about with maneuvers, and the Army had P-40 fighter planes. That never made it into the war. It all before the war. And these things fly around and they pretend to fire at you. So when these airplanes were coming over, everybody would hit the dirt. And after that, Potts asked, and he says, when they come shooting at you, should you hit the dirt facing towards them? And his course was, you got to be an idiot to ask that question. And I formed a tentative opinion that this guy probably is an idiot. And it turned out to be true. Now, he was a second lieutenant, and of course, a private can't think of a lieutenant as an idiot. Or you're not supposed to. All right, so then we had the maneuvers. And nothing much happened during the maneuvers, except there was some company was selling sleeping bags, which were a lot warmer than blankets the Army had, so everybody had sleeping bags. And when the maneuvers were over, no. Did I say that a truck ran over the
Yes.
shoulder? Okay. We wound up in Camp Adair, I think, or Fort Adair in Oregon. Okay. And after the maneuvers were over, they went into a new camp in Oregon. I think it was Camp Adair, I don't know.
Okay.
And while we were there, I had been a radio repairman before the war, so they put me into radio school. And supposedly I learned about radios and Morse code and try to send in Morse code and receive it with some kind of a performance, like 15 words a minute, but I'm not sure that number. But it wasn't very fast. Okay, so from there, that time on, the rest of the time I spent in the Army, I was a radio operator in addition to everything else I was doing. Okay. after we got off this maneuvers, I kept going to radio schools and whatnot. And eventually they shipped out by train to in Virginia, where that big port of embarkation is. Hampton Straits or something like that.
Yes.
Hampton News. Okay. And there was a big convoy. We got in a ship, and the ship went straight across the Atlantic to Gibraltar. And before we got into Gibraltar, it split up, and some went north to England, and the rest of them went into the Mediterranean, going through the Strait of Gibraltar. They never told you that, but I recognized, and so did a bunch of other people. And it's pretty interesting there. And just on the other side of, on the Mediterranean side of the Straits of Gibraltar, on the north side, there's a town called, or a port, Oran.
Oran.
So that's where we landed. And from there we went, there was just nothing going on. The Germans and the Italians being kicked out of, I guess it's in Morocco maybe? Wherever Oran is. It may not be of Morocco, I don't know. But anyway, over there for a while. I would guess several months. And you can look all that up. The army must know where they were. At least the right continent.
Yes.
So eventually we did some things. There was no fighting in Africa. There was some German airplanes once in a while. And they shipped us from Oran into Oran, and I think maybe out of Oran too. We had some maneuvers, and they shipped us into Italy. Not Sicily, but Italy. Sicily is a part of Italy, but the main island.
Right.
And I guess before they send us, they send a regimental combat team to land at Anzio, I think. But I wasn't in that. There are 3 regiments, and there were 2 infantry division at the time. Probably still are, I don't know. So we went to Italy, and we landed in Naples, and the harbor in Naples was plugged up with damaged ships and whatnot, and we'd anchor out there before we get to a dock. And we saw our first buildings that were damaged. While we were on a ship, you could see a sign, big letters, very big sign. It said danger. And what was below it we couldn't see because the houses in the way. We were making all kinds of guess what the danger would be. And everybody, most people guessed, including it, an unexploded bomb or something like that. But after a few days, they let us off the ship, and we drove by there, which says underneath, danger, VD in this area.
VD.
VD, yes.
And
Sure.
that means venereal disease?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Just wanted to
Oh,
clarify.
The Army has a big problem with that. So we drove by there, and they finally put us in a museum, which had like marble floors and whatnot. Says you sleep here. I don't know if there's anything harder than marble to sleep on, but it's very hard, I guarantee you. And nothing much happened, except we had orders in general, and when you're a guard and somebody comes and you challenge him, you say, halt. You say it 3 times, and if he still keeps coming, you shoot him. So at night, we were in this museum there, and we had a guard outside, and they hear a shot. We go out there, and there was a kid who was about maybe 14 years old. You know, shot through the heart or something, and he was dead. Well, why did you shoot him? He says, I said halt, and he didn't stop, and I'm told to shoot him, so I shot him. No, well, I think what was said was something like, well, those were your orders, but you expected to have enough sense to know when not to obey the orders. Well, you can't have it both ways, you know. So the kid was dead, and God was said, don't do it again. This is what do you expect me to do? And there you have it. You're wrong if you do, and you're wrong if you don't. I just happen to remember it's not important to the outcome of the war.
It's important to you, though. You were there for that.
No, I had nothing. I just heard about it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a guard involved, but I probably would have done the same thing. I think he killed him. So I don't know. And from there we started being infantry all the way into Austria.
Mm-hmm. So you worked your way up all the way into Austria. You were in the reconnaissance units, were you not? Reconnaissance units?
Reconnaissance unit?
Recon.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was supposed to be a radio operator, but there were 2 reconnaissance teams. And they put me in one of them because I could understand the Germans and talk to them. That probably was a good idea. I wonder how it happened. So, and then we just did the war until we won it.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a time in between. Do you remember any specific events, battles or gunfire? Or I understand you received a medal during this time.
I don't know about the medals, but yeah, I remember a lot of gunfires. I remember shooting people.
Well, tell me about it.
You see someone in a German uniform, and you pick up your M1 rifle and use the sights, you pull the trigger, you shoot them.
Ah.
I've had several of these. I think I wound up in unit reconnaissance because I could speak German, and I spoke to a lot of Germans, and that wasn't very effective beginning of the war. Towards the end, it changed a lot. I could tell people to surrender and talk them into it, and I would think I brought back a couple of 100 prisoners.
That's amazing.
Ask them about the German Luger.
It helps to be able to speak their language.
The German.
Luger.
Oh, tell me about the German Luger.
The Luger?
Yes.
I still have it.
You still have, where did you get it?
From a German.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Can you tell me about that?
I don't remember.
Mm.
I think likely I took a prisoner and they had this gun on him. I took it away from him.
Ah. Did you have any casualties in your 3-man unit?
Yeah, I think 2.
Mm-hmm.
It might be more than 2. Yeah, in that unit, I think we had something like a half a dozen people get killed.
Ah, those were replacements.
What?
I wasn't a replacement. I was in the original.
No, I mean the people. You had 3 units, and then
Yeah, obviously they have to bring in new people.
Good.
I think the reason they put me in there is because I speak German.
Yes, for sure. So, how do you think you managed not to be injured?
I finally figured it out.
Well, tell me.
I'm short.
Ah.
No,
I believe you. I believe you.
The rest of the people are all at least an inch taller. And you stand in a foxhole or a trench and your head sticks out. And then the other guy's me, and it doesn't stick out. Guess who gets shot?
Wow. Well, you have wide feet and you're short.
Huh?
You have wide feet and you're short. Seemed to work in Italy.
Okay, so
How far north in Italy did you go?
to Austria.
To Austria? So you went over a pass?
A what?
A pass in the mountains in Austria?
A pass?
Yeah, a little lower area where the roads go over the mountains.
I remember there's a river,
Oh, tell me about it.
a Zonzo River.
Austria.
It's up against the Yugoslav border, but my dad was there in World War One on the other side. And I walked up there just sort of on purpose to be where my dad was in World War One.
Wow.
There's nothing going on anymore. The war was over.
What stories did your dad tell you?
Ask,
Yeah, ask him.
What stories did your dad tell you about his experience in World War One?
He was in the artillery, and they had a balloon that had a basket, and he was in that thing trying to direct artillery fire. I think they must have had the telephone wires. I don't think they had any radios in World War One. But anyway, some airplanes came over, German airplanes, I guess. No, wait a minute. He was on the other side, Italian airplanes. Okay. And they're trying to shoot down this balloon that he was in, and he got outside of the gondola, and he was hanging there on this, and the airplane went away, and the balloon had been shot full of holes, and it was coming down, and the whole thing came crashing down, but he never let go until he had his feet in the ground.
Wow. Wow.
So most things many things in the war work out, but not the way they were planned.
Tell me something. There were landmines, many
Yeah.
landmines in Italy. Did you learn how to disarm them?
Dissolve them?
Disarm them? Yes.
Nobody dissolves landmines.
Disarm.
Oh, disarm, yes.
Disarm. Are these some of the triggers that
These are Germans, yeah.
these are German
Yeah.
triggers for landmines?
Yeah.
hold it up higher.
This is them. They get the thing down.
That's
These here, you bury them so only this much shows, and so there's dirt in between. See, you only see this much.
Wow.
Essentially, see nothing. You step on it, it goes off. This is an anti-vehicle, and it takes about 300 pounds of force to set it off.
Wow. These are amazing. Where did you get these? Where did they come from?
In Italy during the war.
So these were the actual triggers.
Yeah.
Very good. These are priceless.
Well, they're well preserved.
Well, they are well preserved. How about these then? These are American, correct?
No.
No, of course not. why did I think I would know that answer? Tell me about it.
Well, this is American.
Okay.
These two are Germans.
Okay.
And these are pull igniters. You can tie a string on this thing and you trip over it. They pulls it out and a trigger comes down. There's a spring in here on all of these. They're all the same. And it sets off whatever attached there. It can be a block of TNT or something more powerful. This is American. No, this is German, and this American.
What are they mounted on? What is this?
That's the bottom of a 105 shell, 105 millimeters.
That's wonderful. Great.
What years was he in combat in Italy?
Do you remember what years you were in Italy in combat?
Do you remember?
Yeah, what years were you there? I know you were there till 1945. When did you arrive?
I don't know, but the Army knows.
Yeah, they do.
They show, they got records. I think I probably on 43, but I don't know. I'll say I don't know.
Okay. Were you awarded any medals or citations for your service?
Huh?
Were you awarded any medals or citations for your service during the war?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that, please?
I think I got a good conduct medal.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's for not getting venereal disease.
Good.
I got some kind of a gold, silver, I don't know.
Bronze star?
Yeah, a brass medal or
Bronze
something.
star. You got a bronze star.
That's it's a bronze star.
You got a bronze star. Was that awarded to you while you were in Italy or after you came back?
No, I got it over there.
Do you remember the service? Do you remember when it happened or what? Any of the details?
No.
Did you have to wear a metal helmet all the time?
I have to wear a what?
A metal helmet as opposed to a plastic helmet? No, that doesn't sound like a story.
A middle helmet?
Metal, M-E-T-A-L.
Well, if you look here in these photos, you will see one where everybody has a metal helmet because the general ordered all the men under his command to always wear a helmet. And bring this damn thing in here, will you? And so the picture shows everybody wearing a metal helmet except the general. He has a plastic helmet. It's on the wall, isn't it?
It's in here, I think.
I don't think it's in here.
Is that in there?
There we go. Let's take a look, see if we can find it real quickly here. If that's okay.
Ask him what the.
This thing is hanging up on the.
Ask him.
Anyway, the picture shows this general congratulating a line of soldiers or whatever, and everybody has a metal helmet because he put out an order that all men under his command must wear a metal helmet.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. These are all metal helmets. This is the general. Of course, he wears a plastic helmet.
Ah,
I mean, do as I say, don't do as I do.
okay.
There you go. This guy took a bullet through his heart,
And live.
Wow.
and he lived.
Did you receive a Purple Heart at any time?
No,
So you were never wounded?
no, not to speak of. There's a Luger.
This is our German Luger.
There's a P08,
It is.
1908.
What else can we find here? No, what story there?
Oh, I know where that is.
Where is it?
It's in Italy.
It's in
It's
Italy.
Livorno or something. That town, we had a lot of fighting there.
A lot of fighting in this town.
Doesn't it say?
Yeah, it probably does.
Let's see this thing. The name of the town is in my mind, but I can't think of it.
Okay. There was a lot of fighting which took place there.
Huh?
There was a lot of fighting which took place there. Did you ever, in your reconnaissance missions, did you ever look for bridges? And
You ever do a what?
did you ever try to scout and find bridges? Bridges, B-R-I-D-G-E-S.
What?
Was that part of your to find bridges which could be crossed or destroyed?
If you slow down your talk, I maybe understand
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. Let me try again.
What is it you want to know?
I'm curious. You once told me about looking for bridges when you're on reconnaissance.
Bridges?
Yes.
Yeah, look at them all the time.
Oh, tell me about it.
What about it?
What were you looking for?
If they're damaged or if they're intact.
Exactly.
If they're damaged, how big is the damage? What's your estimate of what it would take? You know, a typical answer would be 10 men, 4 hours, or 6 men with a bulldozer, or things like engineering response.
Excellent. Excellent.
How big is the bridge and how much can it carry? See, one of the big problems we have is the Germans use metric tons and our tons are pounds.
Mhm.
And our ton is about 998 kilograms, and the Germans is 1,000. So we can't use the Germans because it's not exactly right. And so we use the bridges that are not over 10 tons with a 35-ton tank, and it breaks, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's only 22 tons overweight, but they do it all the time.
Yes. Did you ever find a source of information about the bridges in any German facilities?
You mean a written source?
Yes.
Sure.
Tell me about it.
The engineering office in Rome has them all, and after we captured that, we had everything about all the bridges and everything.
So this was in Rome, and it was the Germans' engineering headquarters. And
Yeah,
you
they're very
captured it.
neat to leave you complete detail.
That must have been helpful.
Yes, they was.
Ah, good, good. Great.
Is
Excellent.
he service connected for any injuries during the war?
No.
Just
Are you asking me?
even tinnitus.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay. So, shall we go on to after the war now?
Huh?
Let's talk about after the war now. What occupations, what education did you have after the war? What education did you have after the war?
I think what you mean is, what schools did I go to after the war?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me see. I don't know. I think I went just a little bit to City College, and then when we moved out, I worked for a lab which was operated by Cornell University, and we had visiting professors. And after I left there, some point I went to MIT.
Before,
When the hell did that happen?
before Cornell.
Oh, that happened before I got there. Yeah, I finished, I got a bachelor's degree from City College, a master's degree from MIT, and a doctor's degree from Cornell University.
What was
And
your
all of them in electrical engineering.
excellent? And did you use that education during your lifetime? Were you an engineer?
I try, yes.
Did you ever get involved in aviation in any way?
I sure did.
Could I hear about that?
Well, I worked for Cornell Aeronautical Lab, and they always had airplanes and some sort of a flying club, and I joined that, and I got a private license, and I got a commercial license, and instrument rating, and all that kind of stuff. And I wound up owning one sort of a airplane, and we used that for a company. Actually had it as a commercial company while still having a job, and we made some money with it. That's a good trick, to make money with an airline.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 3 partners, and they all died, and I wound up with the airplane, and I got a commercials and instrument reading and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got about, I think 3,800 hours of flying time. All kinds of licenses.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him about his invention.
Tell me about you invented something.
What?
You had an invention that involved avalanche. Can you tell me about that invention?
I don't think I understood what you
Well,
said.
let me say it again. Here, up on the wall is a certificate that talks about. I can't quite read it from it. It talks about avalanche rescue.
Yeah,
Okay. And did you make a device which helped with that?
I sure did. There it is.
There we go. So this is the device that was developed.
Scotty Avalanche.
Yeah, this is something you hang on your neck
Uh-huh.
and it beeps.
Says avalanche rescue transceiver.
That's exactly what
So
it is.
you order around your
You hang this thing around your neck.
okay. You go out.
And while you're skiing, this thing goes beep, 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 and it doesn't bother anybody.
Yep.
And if you get buried in an avalanche, that signal is such a low frequency, it goes right through the snow, and you can switch it to receive. You can home in on it, and they're used all over the world. And I would guess there must be thousands of people that have been saved by these things.
That's fabulous. That's amazing.
Okay.
Okay. I have a question. I'm kind of thinking, how does your military service experience your life? Is there something during your military service that you still carry with you and remember and use in your later life?
What?
Well, I don't know. Do you
Use of what?
Well, do you get up early in the morning and make your bed?
Not if I can help it.
Do you shine your shoes so you can see your face in it?
No.
Do you follow orders immediately?
I give my own orders. And
Of
I
course.
disregard them.
Disregard them. Okay.
What is his highest?
Well, why should I obey my own orders?
So what was the highest rank that you achieved in the military?
A T5.
T5?
Yeah.
Okay. I was a specialist 5th class during the Vietnam War. Great. So, what do you wish more people, that's to say civilians, knew about veterans and military service that you and I know?
There's not a. He said, what I wish. There's not a one-to-one relationship between rank and intelligence.
That's a very good thing to remember. Thank you. Very good. Okay.
What does he want his family to know the most about his time in the service?
Yeah. What can you think of a couple of things that you would like for your family to know most about your time in the service? Something that maybe they don't know?
My family? Well, if I want them not to know, I wouldn't tell you now.
Yeah, of course. Good. When we get toward later in life, heavy things start being more difficult to carry. So sometimes we put them down. If you and I were carrying a piano,
What?
if you and I were carrying a heavy thing, a piano, say, we would put it down, wouldn't we? Are there any heavy things that you feel like you need to put down that you've carried with you in your mind or in your experiences?
During the war, I always tried to have a reasonable amount of explosives and needed parts to set them off with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them anymore.
There you go.
I used to like to blow stuff up.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So, let's see. I'm going to check and see if we have anything else we should think about here.
How many times has he been married?
Oh,
How did he meet his wife?
have you been married more than one time?
What?
Were you married only one time or
No, I've been married a couple of times.
a couple of times, huh?
My first wife died of cancer,
Uh-huh.
and I got married again.
Okay. Great. And how many children do you have?
Do I know? She says
7.
Yeah.
You were a busy man.
Huh?
You were a busy man, taking care of 7 children
Yeah.
and running an airline and inventing things for avalanche control.
What?
And inventing things for avalanche control. You were busy. When
Yeah.
did you retire from electrical engineering?
Never.
Never? You're still doing it?
Yeah.
Have you traveled much when you were older? Did you ever go back to Italy?
When did I go back?
Well, I don't know if you
I
did or
think you
not.
went back with Beth.
Huh?
I think you went
Skiing, maybe. I don't know.
You went back
Yeah.
with Beth?
I did go ski. Yeah. And my dad was over there. He died. He died in the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland.
Yes.
It's not quite the same as Italy. Pretty close.
Really close, yes.
I've gone skiing over there a few times.
All right. Are there any other memories that you would like us to record for future people to watch? That any advice that you would have for young men like me going forward?
Try to be born in a period when there's no war.
What was the best thing and what was the worst thing that happened during the war?
Okay. What was the best thing and what was the worst thing that happened during the war?
Well, the best thing is that we won it. And the worst thing was that everybody had casualties.
Yes.
Brilliant answer.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you miss about being in service?
So what are some?
I might tell you that during the war, I talked to a lot of Germans. And I talked a lot of them into surrendering. And that got far easier towards the end and early. In the early stages, they were very cocky. And sometimes I'd wonder if I would get away alive from talking to these guys. I always had a Thompson submachine gun with me, but I never pointed it to people I talked with. Not well, because, that didn't happen. I did take some prisoners, and I did talk to some prisoners, and their response varied, and you could see that they could see what was coming by talking to them. In the beginning of the war, I would tell them that they better give up or they're going to get it, and they would say something like, wait till we get our secrets weapons and you'll see what happens. And towards the end, they were very glad to you captured them. Well, that's what you would expect.
Did you ever return to Austria?
I walked up the Zonzo River. The Zonzo River used to form the border between Yugoslavia and Italy, and it goes all the way up into Austria. And we walked. Well, I've been in Austria since by commercial transportation, but I spent a night or two in Vienna for some reason. But I have not been, I haven't gone skiing in Austria, as far as I know. I've been in Switzerland. I don't know what's so important about it.
Well, so
I've met a few Austrians. This business here, this thing here with these avalanche rescue, got me involved with some Austrians.
do you think
They make these things all over the world now.
that's great? Can you think of any advice that you might have for us about ways that we might avoid having another war and sending young men and women
It'd be a
to
damn
serve?
good idea.
Yeah, it would be a good idea. Any things we can do? Any mindsets we might have? Any actions we might take?
Well, I think the more you learn about other minorities or backgrounds or whatever, the more likely you are to be to understand them. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding, but I think that's very difficult, and I'm not the most diplomatic person.
Yeah. So when I came home from the war, I didn't get much of a reception. When you came home from the war, were people celebrating your return? You weren't in New York for ticker tape parades, I assume?
I don't think it was any big deal.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you ever been on an honor flight or anything to reminisce about the war? Have you been taken to a museum or anything with a Veterans Service Organization? And if you didn't hear me, repeat the question.
Have you been on an honor flight, or have you been taken anywhere that's a museum of the war by a group, a veterans group? Have you taken a tour with a veterans group at any time since the war?
I don't think so.
We went to New Orleans.
I don't know.
You went to New Orleans?
I went down to a museum.
Oh, a museum in New Orleans. What was the museum about?
It was about World War II.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that, huh? Been to New Orleans. But
Well,
tell me about it.
this Major Putz that we talked about before wrote some stuff and is all putzed up.
Uh-huh.
And so now what can they do? He's dead already. So if you go in there and you see his description and you see mine, and the two are not compatible. So I was there, and this guy wrote he doesn't need to be there to write.
Ah, I see. Okay, I would like to see that.
Well, go down and read it.
I will. I love New Orleans. I may just go.
Yeah, well, Putz died. He did do one thing right. He stayed in the army because he knew that they would, if you just shut your mouth, you're going to get advanced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He came out of colonel.
Ah.
He's dead now.
How has religion or spirituality played a part in his life, and particularly when he was in the army?
I don't.
So let me ask you a question. Has your religion or your spirituality, did it play a...
Turn it down.
Oh, sorry. So tell me, did your religion or your spirituality have a part in surviving the war? Or
My religion?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure it did, but not with me.
Not with you?
No.
No. Did you ever think about?
I'll tell you something. I was in a unit where the unit ordinarily would not be within rifle fire of the front, but artillery. And there were a couple of people who were very religious. And I've seen it before, and the people are very religious are much more likely to get killed by artillery and stuff like that because they believe, in my opinion, that God will take care of me. And no, God not going to protect you against shrapnel. Sandbags will.
I understand. So during the war, there was a Holocaust, we call it. And, during the war, Jewish citizens of some of the countries that were occupied by the Germans were taken away to concentration camps. Are you familiar with that?
All of a sudden, you're talking a double time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me slow down. Are you familiar with what we call the Holocaust?
Yes.
What are your feelings about that?
We should kill all the Nazis.
Did
Okay.
you have family or friends that were?
This guy's laughing.
By the
It's okay.
Holocaust?
Did you have any friends or family who were impacted by the Holocaust?
They have friends?
Friends or family?
Yes, a lot.
Can you tell me about them?
They're dead.
I know, but I just to remember them.
Some of them, yes. There are lots of people who were killed in the Holocaust.
Yes, there were.
He got out by hiding in his father's store during Crystal Knock.
Okay.
Okay.
How did you escape?
You
Crystal
can
Knock?
cut it off
Yeah.
now. You seem to be running out of questions.
No worries.
It's okay.
See if he remembers.
Okay. So tell me one more time.
Ask him about Crystal Knock, where he spent
Oh.
the night.
Okay. Tell me about Kristallnacht?
Who?
Kristallnacht in Poland. Where did you hide during that period?
Oh, the Kristallnacht.
Yes.
My dad and his father had a very small business, and this was not kind of a business that deals with the public. It's in a particular line of business, it deals within it. Okay, and when this Kristallnacht came, we left our house, our apartment, and we went over into this business. And the front door out on the street was written on there, Jews or something in German, Juden. And there was some kind of a saying written on there that this door is closed by the SA, which is a Nazi thing, and it meant that if anybody who tinkers with it is going to go to Dachau. Well, that was wonderful because we go in the back door and we slept in there and felt protected by that thing that's on the front door. That kind of thing happened all over, If you try to do something that's important with your first intellect or something, you're probably doing the wrong thing.
No, I do know what you're saying. Yes. I
Things
do.
like that happen, huh?
How did he live to be almost 102?
So, enough
So-
already.
So I understand you have a birthday coming up in a few days. In June, early June, you have a birthday coming up. You're going to be 102 years old. Is that correct?
If I live long enough,
Oh, it's just a few more days. You can do that.
is that right?
Yeah, 1 week.
Okay.
1 week. Can you give us any hints about how we could live to be 102? Because I'm
Oh.
77, so I'd like another 30 years.
Don't die.
Oh, of course. Why didn't I think of that?
There you go.
Yeah.
This is
Just
John.
because it's important doesn't mean it has a complicated answer.
Sometimes the most important things are very simple, aren't they?
I mean, I'm not a doctor.
No. But
If you're ill, go see a doctor and try to have no reason to go seeing a doctor.
very good. Very good. Well, you've told us some wonderful stories today. Are there any other memories, any other advice, any counsel that you would like us to record so that people who live on beyond this can hear
I
it?
have a peculiar observation, and I think it could save some lives if it were more widely believed. And I have observed that when there's incoming artillery, the people who believe most in God feel so safe. They're there praying to God instead of finding a hole to crawl in. And the hole to crawl in, I guarantee you, will accept you. I don't care if you believe in God or not.
Mm-hmm. So,
The physics I can understand. This
mhm.
other stuff is,
So believe in God, but help yourself.
well, yeah, I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, gosh, you give us a lot of information. I feel like maybe this would be a good place for me to take a minute and thank you for your service. You and I have spent some time together the past 2 months. It's enriched me, and I hope we'll be able to continue that. So thank you so much for your service. You know,
Okay, fine.
let me do one other thing with you, okay? Congress has said it's perfectly acceptable for me to do this. So I'm going to present arms to you and say, thank you for your service, sir.
Okay, fine.
And also,
Okay, we're done.
Shake hands.
Shake hands. They want you to shake hands.
Good. Okay, you got big hands.
Yes, I do. You got big feet. If you give me some gloves, I'll get you some shoes.